or Remember project examines the interaction between two big ideas, memory and membership. In other words, we want to know how we remember the past depending on who we are and what communities we are part of. Thus, we analyze official and family narratives of two controversial episodes of Belgium's national past: the collaboration during World War II and its repression, and the colonization of Congo. These historical events have led to divergent memories within groups at different levels. First, within the two main linguistic communities of the country, the French versus the Dutch-speaking Belgians. Second, there are differences between official representations of that past, such as the ones held by the government, or what we can find in textbooks and the way individuals talk privately about it. Finally, these events are represented differently across different generations. In our research, we investigate these two case studies using the hourglass metaphor. Beyond the apt allegory of the passing of time visualized as the accumulation of sand, both the shape of the hourglass and its invertible nature can be used as a representation of our approach. At the top of the hourglass lie the historical, political, and social contexts, what we call the macro level. To study the macro level, we are analyzing the way these two events have been represented in the media, in political discourses, and in textbooks through time. But let's go back to our hourglass. In the center, the narrow passage between the two bulbs represents the particular case of family memory, the meso level. It acts as a filter, a meeting point between the official history and the private, more intimate version of this past. At the bottom rests the individual, the micro level. However, the individual is not an empty receptacle. In this broad space lie the individual's idiosyncrasies, such as the personal beliefs, attitudes, or social identifications, all of which will influence the way they apprehend and reconstruct the past. To examine these family and individual levels, we conduct in-depth interviews with members of different generations, from families with a direct ancestor who collaborated during World War II or who lived in the Congo before its independence in 1960. If you recognize yourself in this description, please get in touch. We are still looking for participants. Indeed, we believe that we can also invert the hourglass, putting the individual and the family at the top. After all, it is the individuals themselves, not the groups to which they belong, who remember, and it is the weight of their memories that is brought to bear on the way history and societies represent the past. Finally, turning the hourglass on its side reveals its resemblance to the infinity symbol, hinting to the never-ending loop between the two sides. Memory is never set in stone. It evolves and develops depending on the availability of information, the perception of the generation, the identity, the needs, the goals, the functions, and the roles of the individual and the collective.